皆さんこんにちは. It's me, Shogo.
And Harumi.
Guys, I'm very happy to show you. This is actually my very first club activity in Kyoto.
Yay!
Yeah, it's Asayama Ichiden Ryu's Kyoto club. You can see me in the back over there of the room. This is the dance space cell where we hold the in-person training. And there's 3 people participating. The lady on the left is actually a Japanese lady. She came all the way from Shiga Prefecture. I talked about her last week. And the lady in the middle is a lady living in Kyoto. She's half Japanese. And I believe her father was from the UK. But she was brought up in Spain herself.
Oh.
Yeah, and the gentleman on the right is from, I forgot where he's from the US, but I think he said he was from New York, I think. Yeah, but he's an English teacher right now in Kyoto. And he came to Kyoto this February. And he's been watching my content before coming to Japan. And he told me that one of the reasons why he wanted to come to Japan was because he's been watching my content. Yeah, so I was really, really happy to hear that, you know? So yeah, so he is here as well, and the 3 of us, the 4 of us, yes, did the training together. I was really, really excited to actually have 3 people immediately. We're actually supposed to have the 4th person coming too, but he said he was a little bit busy that day, so he couldn't come anymore. But yeah, there's supposed to be 2 more people coming next week when we hold the Kyoto Training Club. So we'll have maybe 5 people. Yeah, 3 people, 4 people. Yeah, I mean, just one person is already really, really grateful that we have at least one person. So very excited.
What day was it again?
This was a week and a half ago. So this was the 7th. Unfortunately, this Tuesday, the 14th, we didn't have training. So the next training is going to be the 21st. Unfortunately, we didn't have. Because, the timing we decided to start the Kyoto Club was around the end of September, beginning of October. So by that time, the reservations for this dance space, the rental space was actually pretty filled up at that time already. So I'm really grateful that we still were able to make reservations for the 7th, 21st, and 28th. But unfortunately, the 14th, it seems someone was holding an event. So it was not available. So I could have, reserved a different day of the week, just simply Monday or Wednesday, but it didn't come to my mind at that point. So I was too late when I thought about that. So, yeah, all the other days were already completely full. Reservation was completely full. So yeah, I'm explaining the basic stuff about and everything. But while we take a look at this, I'd like to talk about the things that were happening this week. One thing that's been really huge for us, by the way, of course, Harumi has been, doing kimono related business, and I actually went to one of my friend's concerts. There's actually a rock band with 2 shamisen, the Japanese guitar, some people call it the 3-string instrument, and also a drum, a 3-man rock band called the Shamisen-ists. I've been using their music on my Instagram posts. I went to their live on Sunday. But one thing that has been a huge change recently in Harumi in my life is tea ceremony training. Yeah, we actually been we've always been saying that we've been training in tea ceremony, but unfortunately we actually took about an year off, maybe even longer than that. Yes, twice. Yeah, once was when COVID came. So first of all, we started training tea ceremony about 8 years ago. It was before Hinata was born. Our first daughter was born.
No, it's before we got married.
Yeah, it was actually before that. Yeah, all before that. So our tea ceremony, Sensei, remembers a time when we reported to her that we got engaged, I think. Yeah, so we were still college students. I was still at least a college student at that time. So at least 8 years, we've been training under her, I would say, because Hinata is 7 years old this year, right?
Yeah.
So at least 8 years, that means an extra
year.
Yeah. So maybe even longer than that, actually, a total amount of time. From the time we became her student and till now, it's about 9 years. But when COVID came, first of all, you guys would know about this, but when COVID came, it was right after I put in 5 million yen to start my very first business after starting my company. But of course, the airports shut down. And it was actually a facility for tourists to enjoy Japanese traditional music. But no one came after using 5 million yen, which was all the savings I made in my whole life. It was gone in a few months, basically. And that time, of course, we we were desperate to find food at that time, find the money to get food. So tea ceremony training was absolutely not something that we can continue doing. I was actually away from no theater too at that time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We were away from everything, I think, at that time, maybe.
I guess so.
Yeah, it was very, very sad that we had to go away from training for a while, but we were actually away from from training again the second time when Zen was born. Yeah, so we were the time when COVID came. I think Nagi was already born, so we actually took Nagi to training a couple times too. Yeah, and then afterwards COVID came, and then we got back to training after an year or so, I think. Yeah, and then right after we got back to training, we found out that Harumi was pregnant again.
Yeah,
and we were like, oh no, Harumi's pregnant again, so we gotta And Harumi has to quit training, and I actually quit together to take care of Zen. And then what happened is that because it was our third child, it was our first son, and having 3 children was so much different compared to having one child or 2 children, And we were like, I think we probably won't be able to find the time to go get back to training for a while. And the while was very, very long. It was almost a year and a half to 2 years, I think. We were away from tea ceremony training. He's almost 3 years old. He's almost 3 years old. Yeah, I actually continued training a little bit after Zen was born too, because I went to the Hatsugama, the first tea ceremony of the year. We call it Hatsugama, which means the first kama. It was just a pot, where you boil the hot water. But I took part in the one after Zen was born, so I continued just a little bit afterwards. But from there, I couldn't go either. So I think that was 2023. Yeah, and I was especially getting really busy with Yushinkan's new samurai experience with Latask Sensei. That was the year when we started it. Yeah, so it's only been 2.5 years now. It's crazy. It's only been 2.5 years, my whole life now. Training and also doing everything for Asayama Ichiden and for Sensei right now. But it just started 2.5 years ago. But so we finally got back to tea ceremony training. And we were loving it. We're seriously loving it. We always talk about this a lot, to be honest. But among all the things that we train in, like Harumi trains in kimono dressing, and also in Nihonbuyo, I train in Kobudo, I do no theater, and we both do the same tea ceremony duha under the same sensei. Yeah, but in terms of growth as a human, becoming mature as a human, I guess I should say. Tea ceremony has the biggest effect, absolutely.
Yeah.
Kobudo, Nihonbuyo, Japanese dancing, no theater, is about learning the technique. And of course, it does lead to who you are and your thoughts and your ideas and your personality, your character. It does start to affect it. But tea ceremony is literally mainly about that. At least our sensei is.
Yes.
Now, there's plenty of tea ceremony senseis. I don't want to be talking bad about anyone. I'm not talking about someone specific. But there are many, I've heard there are many tea ceremony senseis who just focus on the procedures of the tea ceremony, and that's it. And when a student would ask them, like, why do we do this? Or like, why, all that kind of stuff, they'd be like, I don't know. I have no clue. We do it because we're told to do so, kind of thing. Yeah, and it's the same for Budo too. There's many instructors who can't answer questions, and they're just do what I say, kind of thing. Yeah, our senseis are all very different though from that. Not just our tea ceremony sensei, but all the senseis that we train under are like they're very, what should I say, logical in a way, and they have their own theory, of why we do certain things and all that kind of stuff. And our tea ceremony sensei is the same. Whatever she explains to us or asks us to do, there's always a reason behind it, and that's one of the reasons why we respect her very much. We enjoy her training.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we're very happy to be back. I would love to share a couple of episodes with you guys how tea ceremony has made my life better, which I'm sure I've talked about in Shogo's podcast before, but not recently though. But I want to ask your opinion on this too. What you have the strongest impression of tea ceremony training. But be honest, the lesson we just went a couple of days ago has already had a very strong impression to us too. Like, for example, Harumi was actually being explained to this, but when you bring in part of the procedures of tea ceremony, there's a point where the host brings in the tools into the tea room, and it's actually the way you walk, how many steps you take to get to the right position. Everything is fixed and decided, right? So we have to train that too, like which hand holds what at what angle at what height. Everything is decided. It's just for us, for Harumi and I, it's like, well, yeah, duh. But for someone who doesn't know about tea ceremony at all, it's probably really, really complicated. It might seem, But the rules are like that. And one of the things that our sensei told Harumi the other day was the bowl that she was holding on to, was too close to her body. And she told, our sensei told Harumi to bring the bowl that she's holding in her right hand, bring it a little bit further away from her body. Okay, so don't bring it too close to your chest, but a little bit away, from her body. Why do you think so, guys? Can you try to guess? Okay, you're trying to bring your tools into the tea room. Your guests are already in the tea room waiting for you. And you're supposed to keep your tools, the tools you're holding, a little bit further away from your body, especially the bowl that you have in your right hand at the height of your chest. You don't want it too close, almost touching your chest, but at least 2 or 3 bowls of length away from your body, basically?
Yeah.
Can you guys try to guess why? Because it's really interesting. This one answer explains a lot of what our sensei cherishes in tea ceremony and believes is important, okay? And the answer is, I'm going to give you the answer. The answer is, if you keep your tea bowl you're holding in your right hand further away from you, your sight will be wider, which means you'll be able to keep your guests in your sight as you walk. Okay? If you keep your bowl you're holding in your right hand too close to your body, the only thing you can see is you and your tools. But the tea ceremony is done for other people, okay? But our sensei was talking about this the other day too, but when it comes to tea ceremony, she said it's really the same as raising kids. She has 3 children herself, which are all adults. And I think her middle child was the same age as I am.
Oh.
Maybe, I think.
Really?
Yeah. And her oldest daughter is, I think, 3 years older than you, I believe. She has two kids herself already and all that kind of stuff. But she's a grandmother now. Yeah. And she said it's really the same it's really similar to raising kids. And the reason why is because when you have to raise kids, you is gone. What you want to do, when you want to sleep, what you want to eat is all gone. When you want to go to the bathroom, everything is gone, and you dedicate literally everything you have to your kids. Yeah, that not if you say it in a bad way, it's sacrifice, but it's a dedication, I guess. She said that heart is already tea ceremony. Yeah, she said wabicha is the word she used specifically, but that heart mindset is already tea. So it's the same for our training too. You keep the bowl away from your body so you can keep your eyes towards your guests. Yeah. You do the procedures. You make the tea not for yourself, but you do it for your guests. So the atmosphere that you have when you train, the movements, the details of your movements will express that. Just by looking at that person, you'll easily be able to tell, okay, is this person trying to not make mistakes? Is this person trying to look cool, doing the procedures correctly? Are they focusing only on doing the procedures correctly and not making mistakes? Are they really nervous? Or even if that person does make mistakes, does that person, what's most important for him or her, are the guests or not? She was explaining to us that the small details in our movements will express that. So you really have to be careful of how you move, where your head is, where you're looking at, where your eyes are, and all that kind of stuff. And looking into so much detail in everything you do, in everything you say, our sensei is very strict about what we talk about during our training too. Sometimes our sensei can start talking about very random stuff. Yeah, she might start talking about, the other day my grandchild, whatever. Yeah. And then she would suddenly ask us, Shogo-san, why do you think I suddenly started talking about my grandchildren? Do you think I would want to let you know about my grandchildren? You're not curious about my grandchildren, are you? Why do you think I started suddenly talking about that? And I was like, I have no clue. And the answer was, Harumi, after doing, Seiza for a long time, I think it was a couple of years ago. This was a couple of years ago. Harumi, after doing Seiza for a while, her legs were very numb. So she was taking some time to be able to stand up after the ceremony, basically. So after all the procedures are done, just like you brought the utensils into the tea room, the host has to take everything back to the kitchen where the guests won't see. But at that time, you've been sitting in Seiza for maximum, a few hours, maybe, even in our training, maybe about 30 minutes. So after that much time, your legs tend to be very numb, right? So you can't stand up. And then there's this awkward time where everyone's waiting for the host's legs to get better. So he or she can stand up and walk away, right? Yeah. So in order to not make the host, whoever's training at that moment, not feel sorry, that's the reason why the sensei suddenly started talking about a topic, especially that's not difficult to discuss about. She brought out a light topic, like, okay, I have a grandchild and she was doing this. It's not like a really serious topic or anything, right? She brought this out on purpose so everyone can participate and no one will be, focusing on the fact that Harumi can't stand up after doing Seiza for so long. Yeah. So this is already like I hope you guys understand what we're trying to explain here.
Yeah.
Like people like Harumi and I are like just hearing this episode, experiencing this, we're like, oh my gosh, we love tea ceremony. We love our sensei's beliefs and her standards, her philosophies so much.
Yeah.
So what did you remember the most, your strongest impression of our sensei's teachings?
There's so many things. One of the things is that I guess both of us have taught this, but the shape of our hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because my hand, I have a little bit slip. How to say this one?
A little bit of space between your middle finger. Yeah, there's a gap.
I have a gap between my middle finger and the fourth
ring finger. So
So
even if you try to put your fingers together, right? There's a little bit of space between your middle finger and you could call it medicine finger too.
Oh, medicine finger.
But I think ring finger is probably more common. Yeah.
I have a little bit gap. But Sensei would say your hand need to be really closed to show like beautifully while we hold everything, like every tea utensils. But in my first year of the tea ceremony training, I would say I have a gap here.
Yeah. Okay.
And she said it doesn't mind.
Doesn't mind.
It doesn't mind. It's なんていうの、関係ない.
Does it matter?
And it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
It doesn't matter to the customers, to the guests.
Yeah, customers.
The customers.
What are they going to buy from you?
Yeah, for the guests. They don't care about your gap that you have, just a little gap. That you just need to hide it to show the best part, best scenery, as a whole, this tea ceremony procedure is a good scenery for them. Yeah, I need to have a best angle to show them. So I was really touched about it. So, and that's the effort you can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I was really how to say? I was too なんていうの、幼い?
Okay, immature.
Immature,
yeah.
I was too immature.
Naive
to say. I was really embarrassed to say that I have a little gap here because so I can't do that movement.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do my best effort to it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I really regret it.
You regret saying that. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, those things too. Like everything, every detail about what we say and what we do is really. I really love the moment we go to tea ceremony because outside tea ceremony, we're becoming a lot older. You know, we're having more. We should say kohais, juniors in whole life. There's more people who are younger than us and older than us. Gradually as we get older. And for example, you guys are watching Kyoto's club activities right now for Asayama Ichiden Ryu, right? And once you start becoming an instructor, there are a lot of things that you don't want to forget about. Your humbleness, how you felt, what beginners feel like in their first few years of training, all that kind of stuff. You don't want to forget about these things, right? But you tend to because you feel like you've become someone that's more important, all that kind of stuff. But tea ceremony training for us, twice a month, 3 times a month, is really a good opportunity for us to remember that humbleness and to remember that we need to be very careful of what we say, of what we do. And our actions, especially like what I said to you guys earlier, why you take those actions, people are going to be seeing those things. The reason why you do certain things, are you doing it because you really care about other people, or are you doing it just because you want more people to value you, or to or you want to get more points in whatever, or get more money or things like that? It's going to appear to other people. So I think being able to reflect on ourselves that often, a couple times a month, is very, very important. Our sensei is like, tea, using matcha, doing the procedures is just a way that that was chosen to train, what tea ceremony is trying to train you. Like it could be wabi-sabi. It's the same for a lot of other things too. It's just a method that was chosen. Yeah. What's important is not about making the tea. It's about how you make the tea. It's about why you make the tea, and it's about how you make the guests feel. Okay. And all these kind of things. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys that again, training in tea ceremony has been really, really nice for us. And I think it's a perfect timing that, again, you guys are watching this video right now. So it's a perfect timing for me to restart doing tea ceremonies. So because the scariest thing that can happen to you, I personally feel, especially once you start getting older, is that you forget your humbleness. And especially in Japanese culture, once you're older, people can't say anything to you anymore unless they really care about you. You see tons of adults, tons of elderly who are very arrogant, who are very selfish, and no one tells them anymore. Like we can see them. Okay, I'm sure no one likes this person anymore. Yeah, but they have to be there because that person is their sensei. That person is the oldest in the neighborhood. That person is whatever, But no one actually likes that person anymore. They show the respect because it's in the culture, but that's it. It's all on the surface. Yeah. But so no one's going to tell you anymore. So you have to notice it yourself. You're the only person that has to be careful enough, and caring enough about others to be able to fix that on your own, Especially when you're younger, there's a lot of people who will try to help you. Yeah. Once you become an adult, there's going to be less and less people who are going to be helping out like that. So.
Yeah, come to think of it,
I
have so many scenes that in my mind that I really regret.
Okay, regret.
Okay. Like
in tea ceremony, you mean?
No, in my life.
In your life, okay.
Yeah, I usually, mostly, is I shouldn't say this or I shouldn't say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean talking about the lasagna or? No one knows what we're talking about.
That is included.
That's included.
Yeah,
okay,
that's included.
You guys don't have to know what that means, by the way.
Yeah, I could.
We don't have to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you regret then? Okay.
Like when I was in my first year in my university, I went to the US to see my friend.
Yes, that's
and
right.
She took me to a restaurant she loves. But I said it's okay.
Okay, the food is okay.
The food is okay. Yeah, I didn't like that so much. But from me now, I don't need to say it.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
She bring me to her favorite restaurant. I should say, it's good.
Yeah.
Or it's great. I love this some point. You don't need to say it. It's okay. Or
yes.
But now I can know it. But at that point, I haven't started my tea ceremony training. So that this is, I feel tea ceremony made my personally mature, or I was too immature at that time. I super regret it.
That's really, 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 really difficult. Actually, there was how long do we have still? Hanami has to go to kimono lessons. 5 more minutes? Okay. There's one more episode, related to tea ceremony that's really similar to that. There was a time when we were using a certain type of pot where we keep the cold water in, and it's actually made out of pure wood. So there's no lacquer on it. It's called kiji in Japanese. And you cannot make the lid wet. So you cannot drop any water on top of the lid. Inside, of course, you can use it because it's a water pot, But on the lid, it has to be completely dry. When I was preparing for my own training, so I have to prepare the matcha, I have to prepare the water, all the utensils. My sensei noticed that the lid was wet. Now, it was not me because I just got there. And I did not touch any water yet. It was not me that got the lid wet. It's probably other students who did their training before me. And my sensei said, "Oh, Shogo-san, the lid is wet. Yes, it's not good if the lid is wet." And the first thing I said was, "Oh, sensei, it's not me. I didn't do it." And she got very, very angry. It was a time before COVID, and I was, again, what you just said, very naive, very immature. Probably my attitude was not good. Yeah, after we had kids, especially after overcoming COVID, our sensei is not as strict as she used to be to us because we are probably very different. Yeah, I don't try to look cooler, you know. Like when I was in my early 20s, it was all about trying to make the surface of me look better, kind of thing, and not seeking what's deeper down inside, you know. So I got really, really scolded. My sensei was like, it doesn't matter if it was you or not at this point. You have to be able to digest that, you know, suck that in and say, I'm sorry, I'll do it right away. Even if it wasn't you, what's the problem right now? The lid is wet. What do you need to do? Fix it. Not proving that it wasn't you is not important for the community, for everyone there. What's important is to get the lid dry as soon as possible and not talk about who's responsible of doing that, you know? So that really changed me too. And it's really painful when these things happen in life sometimes. When people blame you for something that you didn't do. Yeah, let's say, well, don't spill this here. Like, who made this mess? And it wasn't you. Yeah, but the person who made the mess is probably not here anymore. Then you should just say, oh, it is a mess. Let's clean this up. And you go and clean it up. You don't talk about, oh, it's not me, so I'm just going to walk away. That's not going to be anything good for the group, right? For your family, for your group that you belong to, for the community. You always have to do what's best for everyone else. That's what tea ceremony, that's what our sensei at least is trying to teach us. There was some time in online lessons with Sensei, and there was a time when maybe the online lesson members might know this, but there was a time I remember this recently because we always do some of the basic exercises, and then we do 2 katas every time with Sensei's online lessons, Asayama Ichiden Ryu's online lessons. And there was a time when I said, okay, we're going to be doing this kata and this kata today. Sensei, yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Please show us the demonstrations. And he started a different kata. And I had to stop him. Yes, Sensei, I'm very, very sorry. It's not that kata, but it's this one. And the names are very similar. And Sensei said, Shogo, you didn't say the name. You said the other one. So that's the reason why I misunderstood. And I was like, and I went back to the recording because we recorded the lessons. I said the name very clearly. I did not say it incorrectly. I said the name very clearly. Yeah. I said it in a very loud voice. Yeah. And he said, you didn't say this. And I was like, and that was the moment I was like, oh my gosh. Tea ceremony. Yes,
tea ceremony.
My tea ceremony sensei is inside my head right now. Do not say anything. Don't say anything. Just say I'm sorry and move on.
Yeah.
Who is going to benefit? The 30 so people taking the online lessons right now, all the senseis at the dojo, who is going to benefit from me saying, oh, sensei, I did say it. You want to go back and see the recording? Who's going to benefit from me saying that? No, just if I were to just shut up and say, Sensei, I'm very sorry. I probably didn't say it. I'm very sorry. It will end in 2-3 seconds.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to move on to the training right away. And the sensei will not feel anything. I just have to digest it. That is a strong person. And I believe in some cultures, in some thoughts, ideas, that is like running away from your rights sometimes, you know, and you're not, sometimes some people might think that's irresponsible and so on and so forth, but at least in tea ceremony culture, at least in the culture that we love, maybe it's part of Japanese culture too, I personally love that. I would respect that person so much more than the person who would go and say, please watch the recording, Sensei. It starts from 1 minute and 20 seconds, please go and watch it. Like, you're the only person that's going to benefit from that. Yeah. That's very, very selfish. At least from what our tea ceremony and our sensei has taught us. And we believe that's beautiful. I mean, I understand a lot of people in the same situation might say that, no, you should insist what's right. Or you should, explain everything, what you believe is right or not and all that kind of stuff. But I believe what our sensei through tea ceremony has been teaching us is really, really important. Yeah. Not just in Japanese culture, but when you're in a community, when you're with other people, if you're mature, strong enough to be able to digest that and suck that in, no one else is going to notice that you did. Yeah. But I would respect that person so much more. So I just recently had that actually. I was like, I did say it, Sensei. I did say it. I usually don't say things incorrectly. I don't forget things. I'm never late. Yeah. So I was like, oh my gosh, did I say it incorrectly? And I went back after, the class ended and we went back to recordings and I was like, I said it very clearly. So I was like, I had a good laugh. And I was like, okay, I did say it. Then at least I can, be able to forgive myself because I knew that, okay, I did say it. Yeah. And maybe the other semi-instructor senseis, the Shihandai senseis did notice that too. Yeah, but they didn't say it either. So.
Yeah, everyone has a tea ceremony mind.
yes. I personally feel that's really important.
We don't need to say it
don't have
too
to,
clearly.
That's the strength. I personally feel that's stronger and not weaker. Yeah. Some people might think that's weak. Yeah, but I think that's strong.
I think so too.
All right. Then I can't believe we were talking about tea ceremonies so much as we were watching Asayama Ichiden Ryu's Kyoto club activities. But I hope you guys, this story too today would kind of spark your interest for tea ceremonies because right now I'm really, really busy with these new activities on with Kyoto Club. There's going to be online lessons starting too. And we're preparing so many things. We're moving on with the kimonos, sellings and everything.
Yeah.
But our sensei actually, it seems that she's recently welcoming people from overseas who are traveling in Kyoto to her tea ceremony sometimes. Yeah. And in the beginning, she thought that doing something like that would be, what should I say? A lot of Japanese troll culture masters, senseis prefer not to do that because sometimes they have bad impressions from the news or media and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but our sensei,
scared.
when they she actually met people coming to her tea ceremony, her activity. They're amazing, amazing people, very kind people. So she was like, I really want to do this. Yeah. And she doesn't want to see these people as just tourists, but she wants to see people see those people as people who are on adventures, Yeah. So I might actually start a new activity with her so people can come to her, tea ceremony or something like that and do more experiences like that. Maybe it doesn't have to be something that's constantly done. Yeah. But how about, let's say, I'm starting to think of really good ideas. How about what about we do a proper 4-hour tea ceremony?
Ooh.
4 at the timing of Asayama Ichiden's training camp.
Ooh.
Maybe at some weekend we could all go to Kyoto together and the people, because that it's not like 10 people could participate, right? Maximum 4. Yeah, because the shokyaku and the makyaku has to be someone else who has experience. So we need someone's help. Are you sure? Maybe we need a little bit of help at least, But if you can do like a proper tea ceremony and have everyone, participate in that too, that might be really cool. Oh my gosh, it's literally a festival. There's so many things, the trainings, and we were talking about maybe having a vacation to Fukuoka that time too. Maybe holding a tea ceremony. If you start talking about that, I would love to hold like a no performance too, actually, for my sensei. And all that kind of stuff. So at some point, we'll definitely have to do these extra activities at the time when everyone's here, Because every year we're definitely going to be having at least about 50 people coming to Japan, Last year was 56 people, 57 people. This year is 56 people. So maybe there'll be 4 or 5 people who are interested in tea ceremony too. Yeah, try to provide these different activities, in between the training and such. That'd be really, really fun. All right, guys. Well, please let us know what you think about that. Yeah, especially if you're training Asayama Ichiden Ryu. If you're interested in that, please let me know. Okay. And guys, thank you so much for all of your comments on last week's post, by the way. We learned a lot about how you take out the garbage in different countries. All right. The guys, Haruhi has to go to her kimono lesson from here. So she has a student coming very soon. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.